Have we bitten more than we can chew on the show? That's a perfect link, isn't it?
I've got a viewpoint in the Suarez situation. Yeah, he's guilty. We've seen the angles. But one thing that really annoys me more than anything, two things annoy me. One, when we talk about a situation involving Luis Suarez, I want football people to discuss it. I don't want someone from a PR company, from Coca-Cola saying, "Oh, this is not really good for our sponsors. They're going to take them view of it." I don't care what someone from Coca-Cola thinks. I want football people to get involved. And two, Alan Shearer commenting on Luis Suarez. This is Alan Shearer that kicked Neil Allen in the head and then threatened to retire from international
football. He didn't bite anyone.
Yeah, he kicked someone in the head. You can kill someone, you kick someone in the head. You can kill him.
Let's get your view on the Luis Suarez incident.
It's shocking, and if it was the first time, well,
we'll get to the point. That's the question I'm going to ask. Is it shocking? How does it compare to some of the other misdemeanours that could happen? But your view on Luis Suarez?
It's just not expected. Like when you look at some of the other things that have happened at this World Cup, like take Alex Song's like hitting the guy in the back and things like that. It's people lashing out, but when you lash out, you might use your elbow, or to see someone actually bite someone and leave teeth marks. That's a whole different level. Is
it a whole different level?
It's quite extreme. I mean, we've all been watching football for a while. I don't think we know any other player who's done it other than Suarez, and he's done it 3 times.
I've known a player who's done it, and he's been banned. It was basically
Jermaine Defoe did it.
Jermaine Defoe did it and got away with it. But there was another player. I think he was Brazilian Belgian who played. I think in Italian league. I think he played for. He played for Roma.
Okay, but let me ask you this question then: what's worse, biting or spitting? Well, we had the Holland-Germany, the great
West Germany.
West Germany at the time, that's right.
Rijkaard and Voller.
Yeah, Rijkaard and Voller. And I might be wrong, but I don't know how many games someone hopefully can
Rijkaard was banned for about, I think he's banned for about, he got a 3-match ban, 4 or 5 match ban.
Okay, so how does that compare to spitting? I would say spitting is far worse.
Yeah, but the reason why we're talking about the Suarez incident is not because he bit someone, it's that it's the third time he's done it. And like I said, the Dutch...
And he tried it in the Confederation Cup as well.
Yeah. But the Dutch FA and the English FA have come down on him. So now they're saying to him, right, we've banned him for a total of 16 games. Hang on here. He's done it again. That's why there's an outrage, because he's got form for doing this. It had been a one-off, probably got about maybe 2 or 3 games, but the reason why the whole world is angry is because, hang on here, he can't keep on doing this.
I would say at this point, and obviously when this is put on YouTube and redone, we will know exactly if he pleads guilty or not. So at the moment it's an alleged incident.
Oh yes, alleged.
And we're surmising what we saw. I mean, it's pretty much graphically assured what he did.
I think the teeth marks.
Absolutely. I just want to make that point.
And how he was at the end of the match, final whistle, everyone's going nuts after a fantastic victory, and he is alone.
What causes the player to do that?
Heat of the moment.
I mean, is it anger management? Is it frustration of not being able to get? This defender obviously gets up his.
It's quite childish. It is quite childish. It's quite petulant. It's just pure frustration, and I think he does it and then realises, oh God, what have I just done? I don't think he intends to hurt the player. I don't think he's trying to take a chunk out of him. I think it's just one of those where it's like, oh, get off me, and like giving someone a push. It's that kind of. That kind of thing.
Does he need some sort of help? Some sort of professional help? Should we feel sorry for him?
You know what's funny? I think this is something he's been doing for years. He probably does it in training at Liverpool.
Oh, I won't go that far.
I don't know, but the bottom line is that it's not. You say he needs help, but what he did the first time is the help that he got was the transfer to Liverpool from Ajax. And he did it the second time when he got banned for 10 games. Next minute they're giving him all this love, and believe it or not, he had his best season afterwards.
How can a player who be so delighted to score 2 against England? He's in the dressing room. He's got the the video phone and whatever, and he's recording how happy he is. Within a week, he's devastated. How can you explain that? And you've got to say, some of the great players, and you can talk about Eric Cantona and Maradonas and all that, they have something about them, don't they?
Really, and it's the passion. I think they get lost in the passion that they have to try and win. And Suarez, at the end of the day, he was just trying to get into a good position, and he was so passionate about doing that Chiellini got in his way, and it was just, I think it's just heat of the moment, and I don't think they need to make a massive thing out of it.
They will.
Just ban him for the rest of the World Cup. Just ban him for the rest of the leave on. What's all this thing about 2 years? It's ridiculous.
No, that's just the maximum it could be. The most that's ever been given, I think, is for 8 games for a broken nose in 1994. Little fact for you there. So I don't know if it's going to be a little bit more than that. But I do.
What was the 10 games for?
Pardon?
What was the 10 games?
It was 8 games. It's for a broken nose.
Right. Okay.
A deliberate elbow to the face. So it'd be interesting to see if it's in.
How does this compare to that in your view?
It's a repeat offence.
You're in charge of FIFA. You get all the evidence tonight. I'll ask you all independently. How many games do you ban him for?
Well, because it's a third offence, you're going to have to ban him from the rest of the World Cup and ban him for the first few qualifiers.
So how many games do you ban him for? You're a judge and jury on this.
Basically, you're going to have to ban him for the rest of the World Cup and ban him for the first couple of games of the South American Championships.
Okay, so you're talking about 5 or 6.
Hit him where it hurts. You're going to have to.
What would you do? You're giving all the evidence. What would you do?
Send him home from the World Cup, so he can't even be with his team. Ooh. He can't enjoy any celebrations. He can't. So just send him home. I think, and then that's it. When their qualifiers start again, let him come back.
What would you do?
Probably go for 6 games minimum.
Would he become hero to villain for the Uruguayans?
Yeah, I mean,
because they get knocked out in the next round, does he then become a villain?
Well,
absolutely.
He'd be a martyr.
This is the problem when you want to win so badly, and perhaps we've never seen a footballer who wants to win as badly as Suarez. In 2010, both hands up against Ghana to stop that ball going in. Then
would you have done that?
You're a hero.
Would you have done that, Ben?
I have actually handballed it once in a football game playing.
So you would have done the same thing?
Not in the World Cup. Ben's never done it in the World Cup.
Passion for your country.
It's a Sunday League football. Ben's done it.
Yeah, exactly. They absolutely loved him for that, and he became a bit of a massive icon for that. But this time they're going to be absolutely furious with him. It's an incredibly irresponsible thing to do. With Suarez in your side, you can still go deep into the tournament. Without him, remember against was it Costa Rica without Suarez? They looked incredibly poor and had nothing going for them. So not only might he change in our eyes, I think he's going to change in the eyes of Uruguayans really. And all this rubbish about British media just jumping on it. It's like the facts are there. The pictures are there.
Unfortunately, I've got to agree with you on that.
The teeth marks are there.
The teeth marks are there, and that's the thing. The British media, in my opinion, Suarez has given them meat on the bone anyway. The bottom line is, if you bite a Chelsea player in broad daylight, then the media are going to hit you. If you're going to make racial remarks against another player and be found guilty of him, you bank the rights. You can't blame the media.
From a England point of view, and from just a football fan point of view, it's actually a shame. Because after everything that he's done, he's fantastic to watch, isn't he? Even against England, you were
but then think about...
He's denying us.
We might have a picture of the bite coming up soon on the screen.
But is that worse than a 2-footed tackle? Is that worse than someone going in over the ball? Some of the straight red cards we've seen at this World Cup.
I mean,
is that worse?
We can see that.
Obviously,
we can't necessarily... Well, we can, but the way the bite is like... It's like fangs. It's like a vampire bite.
But Chiellini, he probably doesn't have a mark there anymore.
Exactly, that's the point.
He's not hurt. He didn't have to come off. I didn't see his arm in a sling.
It's not like a Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield situation where he bites his ear off.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like there's unwritten rules of respect. Like you can go in hard for a tackle and you could be incredibly late, but you don't bite someone. You don't spit in someone's eye. There's just a genuine...
There's a code of conduct.
Code of conduct and a code of respect, and that's what's making it feel so undignified. It's like we can't think of anything too much more disrespectful than biting someone.
We're more angry as well. The reason why we're angry is because he hasn't done it in a Premiership game. He's done it in the best footballing tournament in the earth. He's basically
and turned a corner.
Let's talk about Suarez now. When he comes back, he's obviously a Liverpool player, and there are talk and rumours about Barcelona and Real Madrid going for Luis Suarez. Do you think that will have any effect on their decision to try and bid for him?
No way. Barcelona and Real Madrid want the best players, and Barcelona and Real Madrid want to do 2 things. They want to win the Champions League and win La Liga. With Luis Suarez in that team, they've got a very good chance of winning.
So it makes no difference. You think when the dust settles, they will still go and try and get him for Liverpool?
It makes it more likely that he's going to leave Liverpool because everyone around him, including manager, teammates, they swirl up this British media conspiracy and maybe it wouldn't be anywhere near as bad and it's going to be 3 more games than it would have been if they hadn't piped up. That's all swarming around in his head. He probably feels like he's justified himself already to the English-British media with last season. He did pretty much everything he could possibly do, the 29 goals or something like that. I feel like he's got some sort of closure there, and this is an extra added ingredient to make sure that he leaves for Spain. I can see that happening. And he doesn't seem like the most loyal player going either after he tried to go to that ropey team in North London.
Should he, added to the fact that he's obviously done what he did, there must be a situation where you can't just ban someone. You have to send him to a psychiatrist or send him to a doctor or send him to somewhere.
But wouldn't they have done that last time?
I think
they
tried to help him
with that 10 games? Surely within that they would have said, right, he's got to go and get help and this, that, and the other. But I think when he comes onto a football pitch, he's just a different person to what he's like off the pitch. I can't imagine he goes round at the weekend biting people.
I don't think he had any misdemeanour really throughout the whole season.
He's on his best behaviour.
Yeah, but towards the end of the season, Liverpool were thriving and going for the Premiership, and then they faltered near the end. And you never saw that character come out. And we did a few years ago, but we didn't see it last season.
But the reason was, but you today, basically, if you look at the situations, all the 3 situations, right, the one in Holland, the one against Chelsea, and one now, it's basically tight barking. He does, for some reasons, I think what it was is that he's been held, he's been blocked off, he wants to get to the ball and help his team. And basically he said, right, the only way I want to get this guy out of the way is 2 ways. Is either elbowing him, I'm going to get sent off, or do a little bite, because if I bite him, the referee ain't going to see it. I'm going to get away with it.
What do we think on the comical side?
With 2 billion people watching.
Initially, when we saw the incident, we saw the headbutt. We thought he got headbutt in the player. We saw Chiellini go that.
Yeah, but he knows that there's a million cameras on him. There's so many replays. There's different angles.
The bottom line is he knew he was caught out because the minute Chiellini did that and showed the referee the bite, that was game over.
Yeah, but his instant reaction, Suarez, was to hold his teeth.
I did notice that.
As if to say,
implying Chiellini put his shoulder in.
No, I think he didn't say he got elbowed, did he? Oh, yes.
Well, Suarez called it a coming together. That's what he called it, a coming together. I.e., Chiellini put his shoulder in my mouth type thing.
It's like pulling a knife out of someone and then
stabbing them and saying they walked into it.
Before we close on this subject, how does this compare? And we talk about spitting, but how bad is it?
It's just because it's not seen. We don't see it. It's not something we all grew up watching football. It's not something I remember loads of incidents of it happening over the years.
So remember the famous ones of Vinnie Jones and Paul Gascoigne, and Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, but that again, that was
a bit of banter. That was.
Yeah, like I said, the bite's gone. It's gone now.
Bite was basically. Bite was just anger.
It's just petulance. It is just petulance. It's like. It's just frustration. And if he wanted to, if he bit down hard enough, he would take a chunk out of him. But he didn't. It was just a bit of petulance. And I think we're making just far too big of a deal.
Do you feel sorry for him?
You've got to feel sorry for a man who results
a little bit.
You've got to. Because the reason is that the bottom line is that the reason why I feel sorry for him and I'm angry at the same time, this guy worked his behind off.
Every hour,
you can't say but. I think.
He worked his butt off
16-hour days
to get himself fit for this World Cup, and he's gone and ruined it like that.
But it's just a moment. Madness. It's a moment of madness. That's all it is. A moment of madness.
He's had a knee injury. He's battled to get fit. He's played against England.
Played that with skin.
Uruguay have qualified by beating Italy, and now he's out of it. It's an amazing story.
Uruguay hadn't scored by that point, I don't think, but that's
no, they hadn't, but they scored 2 minutes later.
Yeah, it's a small footnote.
Yeah, but I think the thing that I never understand is that they had a better chance of winning the game. Italy were down at 10 men. Yeah. It was highly likely that Uruguay will get a chance because Italy there'll be gaps. I don't know why he picked the guy.
Because he didn't.
I don't understand why he did it.
He didn't apply his mind to it. I think what's interesting about Suarez is it's going to obviously it hurt was it 8 matches suspension when he bit Ivanovic, but it was the Premier League. I do think the World Cup is enormous for him. It's going to hurt him massively. Yeah. I just wonder whether that will, excuse the pun, take a little bit of a bite out of him as a player. Because you remember with Rooney, he was so ferocious And then as soon as he picked up those red cards, it kind of did take that little bit.
But as Kenny said, it's the third or fourth time it's happened.
Yeah, but you know the thing with
Liverpool... This is massive, though. This is the World Cup. He's let his whole nation down. That's much bigger than letting Liverpool down for a game.
He's going to get away with this. You know why he's going to get away with this? Because Liverpool fans and the Liverpool Football Club are going to hug him. Hug him. For instance, and you know what they're going to do?
I'm going to have to cut you. I'm going to have to cut you short. We've discussed the Suarez incident. After, we're going to take a look at the last 16 matches and see if these guys can pick the World Cup winner. See you after this.
Neil Allen in the head and then threatened to retire from international football.
He didn't bite anyone.
Yeah, he kicked someone in the head. You can kill someone, you kick someone in the head. You can kill him.
Let's get your view on the Luis Suarez incident.
It's shocking, and if it was the first time, well, yeah.
Well, we'll get to the point. That's the question I'm going to ask. Is it shocking as it compared to some of the other misdemeanours that could happen? But your view on Luis Suarez?
It's just not expected. Like when you look at some of the other things that have happened at this World Cup, like take Alex Song's like hitting the guy in the back and things like that. It's people lashing out, but when you lash out, you might use your elbow. Or to see someone actually
from a PR company. From Coca-Cola saying, "Oh, this is not really good for our sponsors. They're going to take them view of it." I don't care what someone from Coca-Cola thinks. I want football people to get involved. And two, Alan Shearer commenting on Luis Suarez. This is Alan Shearer that kicked.
Have we bitten more than we can chew on the show? That's a perfect link, isn't it?
I've got a viewpoint in the Suarez situation. Yeah, he's guilty. We've seen the angles. But one thing that really annoys me more than anything, two things annoy me. One, when we talk about a situation involving Suarez, I want football people to discuss it. I don't want